Oh. All right, here we go. Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome to podcast number 21 of the Basement Radio Arcade podcast. Welcome again. Thank you for joining us tonight. We have a lot of shit to talk about, guys. A lot of gaming related news, a lot of speculation, a lot of rumors, a lot of stuff. A lot of big news coming from Gamestop, which we'll talk about later on in the podcast. But first and foremost, I want to go ahead and introduce my co-host. Um, Gentlemen, thank you again for for joining tonight, taking time out of your busy schedules to do this podcast. I always appreciate it. But let me go ahead and introduce Al from Al, who's actually also the chat mod at the Super Deformed Gamecast. Al, how are you doing this evening, man?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm a little tired. Started a new job this week, but I'm ready to discuss some games.
Nice, nice. And as always, we have Eric Jaxson, senior writer at EXL Gaming. Eric, what's going on, man?
Not too much, man. Enrique, thanks for having me.
That's right. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah. Thank you, guys. So, gentlemen, we got a lot of shit to talk about. I mean, it's funny because I was thinking before E3, as we got closer to E3, we're getting really close, that we wouldn't have a lot of like news.
Less
But
than
there's just
60 days.
yeah, less than 60 days. Yeah.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
Eric, I think you guys are having some representatives from EXL going to E3 this year, right?
I think so. I'm not exactly positive. I know I talked about going myself, but I couldn't do it this year. So
Mhm.
hopefully
Oh,
next year I can go.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
that's awesome, though. That's cool.
Yeah. So
Yeah, well, gentlemen, we have also PAX East is coming up. I think is it this weekend, right?
Yes.
yes,
Yes.
yes, it is.
Oh man, I wish I could go, but I can't, man. My wife's like due any day, and if I went to PAX East and she went to labor, I would never hear the
Oh
end of
yeah,
that shit.
yeah. You'd be done, man. But
Yeah.
I tell you what, man. This year's E3 is probably like the one I've been looking forward to as opposed to last year. So I think last year was really good, but I think this year is going to be crazy for the fact that everything's up in the air. As far as all the speculation and rumors and everything that's
Hmm.
like been kind of going around, and yeah,
Yeah. No, I agree. I think this is going to be a big E3, and really, I because of Nintendo,
yeah,
the NX, I
Yeah.
think they're going to steal the show.
Yeah.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy to even say Nintendo stealing the show in the same sentence.
Dude, just think about how much burn they've been getting lately with just any little piece of NX information that flies out there. Everyone's like jumping all over it. So it just kind of goes to show what new console excitement can do.
Absolutely, and well, yeah, a lot of that too. I think is that they're coming into they're coming up to speed with the rest of the consoles. It sounds like,
Yeah.
and I think that's really it really has a lot of people excited. It has me excited. It's a big reason why I'm looking forward to a Nintendo console. I mean, I haven't had this much excitement for a Nintendo console in years.
Yeah. Same.
Oh yeah, same here.
Yeah, and if they're coming like with something, let's just throw this out, guys. Let's just say hypothetically they come with something like even as powerful as the PlayStation 4. Can you imagine like
It's insane.
Zelda? Yeah,
It's insane.
Hmm.
Insane.
imagine a Zelda or Metroid game.
Oh
Those
man.
games. Yeah. Those games are under such scrutiny there. Like they get picked over until they are perfect, then they get launched.
Hmm.
Those games don't have huge updates to fix things because they get
Exactly.
like meticulously checked over. I mean, if you get and they have to like work this crazy wizardry to make this console that's supposedly has like terrible performance compared to the PS4 and the Xbox One, yet
Hmm.
their first party games look astounding and can stand toe to toe to any Xbox One or PS4 game out there.
Oh yeah, I totally
Yeah,
agree. And that's the one thing with Nintendo is typically, you never really worry about the game being broken.
Yeah.
yeah,
Said, or needing some major update. Maybe like a small firmware update or something like that. But you know, that's
yeah,
something that they always pride themselves in. So yeah, I can
Yeah.
imagine. Yeah, what some of those games would be because even like their launch games are usually pretty solid.
Yeah. Usually, yeah.
absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you guys remember the Nintendo Seal of Quality back in the days? I mean, that was kind of a
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
yeah, kind of a big deal.
Yeah.
But Yeah, I mean
They
that's
also make mistakes though. Let's never forget.
Oh
well,
yeah,
they do. Yeah, I
yeah.
mean, yeah.
Yeah, we're not gonna sit here and paint the picture like it's
No, yeah, we gotta say, let's bring it on down to reality.
yeah, you know,
Yeah, they're
You know,
definitely not
probably
perfect.
I'm excited to see what Nintendo has to show me, not what
yeah,
somebody on the internet has to tell me I'm gonna be shown at E3.
right. And yet, I think that's a part of why people are so intrigued by what it could mean and what it could be, because, like you said, they've made quite a few mistakes over the last few years.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So whether you are one of those people that kind of want to see Nintendo go away, which I'll never understand, or you're
No, that's
someone
a
who kind
terrible.
of
Yeah.
that's terrible idea, terrible thought, or if you're someone who you kind of believe in what they can do, because they're still, for the most part, the one company that's still focused on just games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're the
You
most
know,
different. They're the most
yeah,
different.
hmm
Yeah. No, and
absolutely,
yeah, they are. And they offer a nice alternative in the sense that, a lot of games have become so realistic um, that at least for me growing up, and Worrywart, big shout out to Worrywart, by the way. He brought this up, I think, the last podcast last week, where he said that there's games are becoming so photorealistic in some
hmm
ways, a lot of ways, that when's it get to a point where you walk outside and it's like you know what I mean, like you're kind of blurring reality now,
right,
and gaming's have been about escaping reality.
Yeah.
And I
hmm
think that's where Nintendo's probably done a really good job of offering, well, I guess more the gaming experiences that we all grew up playing.
hmm
Yeah,
Um,
there's no question you're playing a video game.
yeah,
exactly,
yeah,
exactly. Like I was at my nephew's house this weekend. He's playing NBA 2K on the Xbox One, and I come downstairs. I'm like, oh shit! I said I didn't know Golden State was playing. And no, seriously.
Oh yeah.
yeah,
Oh yeah. The
yeah,
2K games are insane looking.
That shit looked like it was real. I'm like, oh, I'm like,
yeah.
wait. And then I was like, oh, it's not. But from the angle that I was at, the distance, I was probably a couple feet away. It looked like a real game.
hmm Yeah, that happened with my wife once. Like, she walked in the room and she's kind of doing her thing, and then she turns, she goes, "You're playing a game?" I'm like, "Yeah." She goes, "I thought that was actually like a broadcast." I was like, "Yeah, yeah, it's crazy."
You know what's
The
funny?
details insane.
You know what's funny, Eric? That's so true. Like my wife, like I was playing Souls, and she thought it was a movie.
Wow,
Yeah, man.
see,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
Oh,
it's
and funny enough, like when we went to see Batman versus Superman, they showed the Uncharted 4 trailer, and my wife kind of looked at me and she's like, "That's a game?" I'm like, "Yeah," and she's like, "Oh wow," you know. And I'm not sitting here hyping up Uncharted 4, so people calm down. I'm just saying,
you don't lie,
for
you are.
someone,
It's the best looking game,
I
man.
totally am, yeah, but for someone who doesn't game to look at that and kind of just be like,
Oh
she
yeah.
used to play Duck Hunt and things like that,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and she kind of tinkers around with things now, but just to look at that, you know, that's pretty crazy. And then you think how good that's going to be as far as just from cutscene to actual
Hmm.
gameplay. It's crazy how far games have come, man.
No, it really has. It really is.
Yeah, it's
It's
insane.
yeah. It's impressive. I mean, for me to and well, Al, how long you been gaming for, man? I don't think we've I don't think we've ever talked about that.
Probably 35 years.
Damn, you're old. I'm just kidding,
Yeah.
man.
I don't need to tell you my actual. No.
Al's actually 35.
I wish.
You're plus 10.
Um,
Um,
no, I'm not that old, but
yeah.
yeah, but I've been gaming since like we were talking about before, the wood panel consoles.
Oh, that's right. We have talked about this. Yeah.
hmm
Yeah. And
Um,
Eric, I think
I,
you've been gaming about the same amount of time too, right?
Yeah, yeah, oh yeah.
yeah, I remember when my dad took me to go in line and wait and get a Nintendo Entertainment System. I remember that.
Nice.
I remember coming home with it, and I remember making maps with graph paper for Zelda. I
Yes.
remember I remember beating Super Mario 1, and thinking I was the coolest kid ever, and everyone at my school had no idea what the hell a video game even was.
Yeah.
It was awesome. It was just
hmm
such a good, I don't know. That was just a good good feeling for me, and I've stuck with that feeling my entire life.
That's awesome, man. That's
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah, we're lucky in that sense that we have this historical perspective of where games came from. And
Yeah.
it's just it's amazing to see, and we're lucky in the sense that we've seen like these big leaps from side-scrolling 2D games to 3D,
Yeah.
to 16-bit to 32 to from cartridges to CDs, from CDs to DVDs, from DVDs to Blu-rays. We've seen all these, and then we've seen consoles connect to the internet. So we've seen all these big changes in gaming that a lot of people didn't have the opportunity to really experience that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think
you think of like a 20-year-old, 23-year-old. They pretty much had what, the 16-bit and on, or 32-bit systems and on. That's crazy to think that like they missed out on all the 8-bit stuff.
They did, yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely.
We're so old.
We are. People are leaving. People are turning off the podcast. Like, what the fuck?
These old bastards. Fuck these guys.
These guys are a bunch of geriatrics.
Geezer Patrol.
Exactly.
No, but I mean,
we're retro.
Yeah, we are retro.
We are very retro. Retro's cool. That shit comes back. I'm telling you. I keep telling people wood paneling's going to come back. If skinny jeans can come back, wood paneling's coming back.
Oh, damn.
Right?
Maybe.
Yeah, because look at the new 3DS. They sell the wood panel faceplate that you can put on your little console there.
That's
so there you go.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely.
But I mean, back to that. I still get excited about E3. Like a kid. I'm up late at night watching the thing. My wife's like making fun of me in the other room, like, you're such a nerd. But I'm like, yeah, but that's who I am. I get excited about video games and stuff like that.
You know what you signed on for, lady.
Yeah. Oh, she knows.
For better, for worse.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, she knows.
No. Yeah, my wife knows she married a huge nerd. She's like, you're so adorable.
Yeah, I don't think my wife did. I think I kind of surprised her a little bit.
Hid the collection.
I hid the collection. She would wake up. What are you doing? Nothing. Why are you wearing that headset? Watching TV.
Why do you have so many movies?
Yeah,
They're
exactly.
not movies.
Yeah. What are these Xbox movies I keep seeing? These PlayStation things.
Yeah. Enrique pulled the move from like 40-year-old Virgil where he cleaned the whole room out on their first date.
I know, right? I was like the 40-year-old virgin.
All his action figures away, his games.
Yeah.
Just one big empty room.
With a copy of Boner Jams.
Oh, man.
Oh, my goodness. Do you guys know where that's from?
Yeah, man.
That was a great movie. That movie cracked me up.
Go
ahead, Eric.
No, I'm sorry. That was 40-year-old Virgin also, right?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was.
He gave his box of porn.
Yeah, exactly.
Awful.
Boner Jams. Well, guys, let's talk about some of the games that we're all playing real quick. I know we've all been pretty busy with a lot of the stuff that's come out. So, Al, what are you playing right now, man?
I polished off my third playthrough of Dark Souls, which is the first playthrough on the PC.
Nice.
And the mechanics can completely change when you're playing that thing at 60 frames a second. It's insane. It definitely changes like how you have to plan moves and move sets out. And John could appreciate. It was trying. Like I didn't think I could actually beat two of the bosses, but persistence I overcame.
Mm-hmm.
So I polished that off. I played some more of Stories, Paths of Destinies. Everyone needs to play that. I got two of the endings unlocked. There are 24 endings in this game. 24.
Yeah, I'm working on that too. Well, actually, I did the review for it this week, so that's all I've been playing pretty much over the week. So I'm working on the platinum right now.
Nice.
So I'm like 2 trophies away from the platinum.
That's insane. I highly recommend Stories to everybody who likes adventure games. It has a nice story. The gameplay's tight. It's great. I picked up the Humble Bundle from 2 days ago on the Humble store, which was you could pay like $12 and you get like 10 games, and all the proceeds go to charity. The main game I wanted from that was Victor Vran. I heard nothing but good things about it. It's for the PC. It's a Diablo clone, but with guns. The main protagonist is actually Geralt from The Witcher 3.
Shut the front door.
Really?
And he does not hide his voice as Geralt. It is amazing, and he still has his subtle humor, and like it's.
Does he have sex?
I haven't gotten that far in it, but the combat is amazing. It is.
Geralt.
If you like Diablo and you like, I don't know, like that kind of like adult humor. It's filled with that. You're like a demon hunter. You're always a demon hunter in any of these games, right?
Yeah.
But you have like a demon power, and you can use a melee weapon, or you can use a shotgun, or like a blunderbuss or pistol.
Nice.
It's pretty cool. There's actually co-op. You can play it with a controller or a mouse and keyboard. I'm having a good time. Highly recommend it. That's basically what I've been playing. I haven't really played a whole lot. I haven't really gotten back to Ratchet and Clank because I really wanted to finish Dark Souls 3 on PC. But I'm about 4 worlds into Ratchet and Clank, but they're completely done. Like I did all the objectives in all 4.
Nice.
Oh wow. Okay.
Nice.
Just pacing myself.
Hey,
I'm just absorbing it.
hey Al, so Geralt, you know what? So Geralt's interesting, man. He's like that guy's like he's like the horniest like.
The actual Geralt, yeah.
Yeah, he's always like there's like anytime I've played a Witcher game and there's a woman, I'm like he's going in for the kill. Like it's
that's in the books.
like,
that's how they're written. They're written to be like highly sexualized mutants.
Yeah, like he just
people are like, why is there so much like sex in these video games? And it's like, well, that's what in the books it was worse.
Yeah,
he would literally be humping anything that he couldn't kill.
Look,
come over here, Roach.
It takes a lot of testosterone to kill griffins and shit, man.
Yeah,
so
man. And
it's got to go somewhere.
Polish writers, man, they don't give a fuck, man. They're just like, we're gonna make this guy kill or fuck everything, and it's on the countryside.
Geralt has to have like a lot of illegitimate children like walking around.
No, well, they're all sterile.
Oh, are they all sterile? I didn't know that.
That's right. Yeah.
Once they're all have the mutant powers.
Oh, that's right. They are. Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
sterile,
they got. Yeah, that's right. You're right. Yep.
Now it's making even more sense.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Shit, if you're sterile, why not, dude? You know.
Life of a Witcher.
Yeah, you can have some of the hot sorcerers chicks. Why not?
Right.
Shit. I don't blame. I'm not mad at him. Hey, real quick, guys. I want to give a shout out to everybody in the live chat. What's up, everyone? Some good conversations going on in the live chat. And so John from Super Deformed Gamecast. And by the way, guys, anyone listening who hasn't checked out the Super Deformed Gamecast, check these guys out. Thursday night at 8 p.m. Did I get the time right?
8 p.m. Eastern. Yeah.
8 p.m. Eastern. And our own co-host Al's actually the chat mod. I can't even talk. Chat mod there as well. So, so John says, "Have you guys ever heard of the Witcher porno?"
Yeah, he was talking about that before. It's hilarious.
He says it's called The Bitcher. The dildo of destiny has 2 ends. Oh God. Is this true? Is this a true thing?
I don't know if it's true. I'm not going to Google it on my computer to find out.
Oh, hell no. I would never Google that.
I'm going to take his word for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fantastic.
Is he making this up?
No.
I wouldn't think he was. No. There's probably a porn for anything you can think of out there these days, man.
John's saying this shit's 100% serious.
Oof.
I don't know. I'm not looking. You know what? I don't have the cojones to look that up. I'm not Googling that. I'm afraid
it'll be in VR.
It'll be in VR.
Oh my God. Yeah, I don't want to see Geralt in VR. That's scary. Yeah. I'll pass. Yeah. Eric, so what are you playing, man?
Let's see. Like I said, most of the week I spent playing stories, and like Al said, yeah, if you guys are looking for like just a fun game you can kind of get lost in, stories, The Path to Destinies, excellent choice. It's definitely a game for the asking price on PS4 is $14.99. Yeah. And you'll be playing it for a while. Like I said, I played it abnormal because I was trying to get it done for a review, but it flows pretty well. It's a really cool game. It's actually a game that was done by some ex-Ubisoft devs.
The
So
narrator does such a good job.
yeah, yeah, and that's actually one of the things I mentioned in the review. It's like for a game that you kind of go through and you do multiple playthroughs to get through different endings and different stories and things. They do a really good job of keeping you fresh. The pop culture references are hilarious.
Yeah.
And there's tons of them. So I definitely recommend that game. So I'm going to get back to Ratchet and Clank. Obviously, I want to do a run through of Uncharted Collection just to get ready for Uncharted 4.
Nice.
Gears
Well
4
done,
beta.
by the way. That was well done. That Uncharted collection.
Oh yeah, hands down. I'm definitely recommending another pickup. Gears 4 beta. I have that waiting, so I need to jump into that.
I'm so jealous.
And I wanted to do finish up on Quantum. I finished the game, but I just want to kind of go back through and grab those other, little items that I missed. I'm not sure when I'll get back to that one. And I've made a vow that I won't pick up Dark Souls 3 until I finish Bloodborne. Sorry.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you going to play the DLC for Bloodborne first?
I already have it in there, so I might just go ahead and include that in my playthrough.
Whew, that DLC is brutal. Just to be get ready.
Get ready.
Are you suggesting that I just go through the regular game and then maybe come back and try it?
No. By all means, take your time.
Right.
Enjoy all that stuff. All the games are fantastic. But I'm just saying, if the DLC of Bloodborne is between you and Dark Souls 3, you might not be playing Dark Souls 3 for a little bit.
For a long time.
But yeah, see, that's the kind of thing, because I kind of want to jump in Dark Souls 3 while everybody's kind of playing it, because that is a big part of it, talking about, your experiences at that point and getting the help from friends, hey, how'd you overcome this and that? I don't want to be months out when, I know people will still be playing it, but it's just not the same as when it's still fresh,
Yeah.
So maybe I might reconsider. I might break my vow. But then other than that, I'm just playing Earthbound on 3DS. But I kind of do that at lunch at work.
Oh, Earthbound is
Nice.
so good.
Yeah.
So good.
Nice.
So yeah, that's kind of what I'm working on right now.
Awesome, man. Well, so I'm actually, guys, I picked up Ratchet and Clank in Dark Souls 3, and you know what? I've been so busy that I haven't had a chance. I've played both games, but I just haven't. I wasn't going to play Ratchet and Clank till I got through. Till I put a little bit of a dent in Dark Souls 3, but then my son's like, "Oh, what is this game? I want to play it." So, I thought he might really enjoy it. So we, cracked open the box and put it in, and oh man, that didn't sound right, but I gotta stop saying. I think I said that last podcast. We took the game out and inserted it into the.
Oh god.
No, that's worse. I'm sorry. Yeah, so we played that, and let me just say, Ratchet and Clank looks phenomenal. I was blown away. What a great game, and such a. We talked about this last week, guys. We needed a game like this. I really feel like we did, and Warren and I were talking about this too. That how great the game is, and I'd love to see Microsoft try to get something like this on the Xbox One too. I think that would be great for Xbox One owners to have a game like this. It's just fun. Visually, it looks very impressive. Very impressive.
You think Microsoft will bring back Blinks?
You know what? I would fuck with Blinks. Was it or Voodoo Vince?
Yeah.
Voodoo Vince was fantastic.
I like Voodoo Vince.
Yeah, Phil's a big fan of that
soundtrack
game.
was amazing.
What's that?
Phil's a big
Soundtrack
fan of that.
Yeah.
You said the soundtrack is good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Legitimately, I'm not joshing. Like that's a good soundtrack.
Yeah. B Money in the chat room saying we need Banjo or Cameo back. Yeah,
I agree with him on both fronts.
They're sort of coming back as ukulele.
Yeah, those are like the spiritual successors to those games.
Yeah. The original.
But I've definitely.
And I think is it David Wise, the composer, is actually working on the music for that too.
I'm not sure.
I think so.
I think so. He did the soundtrack to Donkey Kong Country, Tropical Freeze, which is like the best soundtrack for Nintendo out there.
Yeah.
And another gorgeous game.
Oh yeah.
That game's beautiful.
Yeah, that game was nice.
But I think Microsoft should definitely look into getting one of their exclusive platformers back, like into the fold.
Mm-hmm.
And I know people have been wanting like a Conqueror or something like that, but
Oh God, why didn't they
but
make a
just
good Conqueror, like a newer one?
Yeah, they need
yeah,
to.
I mean,
People want it. People want it, but
Rare just wants to make safe things, you know. I don't know.
yeah, I got my
Yeah.
own.
Other than that
Yeah.
pirate MMO they want to do.
right.
Uh,
I don't think
which
that's a safe bet at all.
No, but
We're not,
people are excited for it, but I
Yeah.
mean,
can,
but
can, can you imagine the conversation in the Rare board meeting room?
Oh my
They're next
God.
to, all right, guys, let's make a game. We got
Let's
all
make a
these.
game about pirates.
Yeah, we got all these. We got all these great franchises that fans want, but I don't know. I don't know. We should think of something new. How about pirates?
yeah,
There's like two guys in the back saying, "Let's do Battletoads. Let's make another Perfect Dark," and they like kick those guys out of the room.
exactly.
Exactly. Yeah. Who are these guys? Who let them in?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It almost feels like it would be that way in their conference room because I
No,
mean
no,
fans
no.
are fans are
These franchises don't
nonstop. Well, fans are like nonstop, wanting they say Battletoads, Conquer, Cameo, all these different games. They're like, nope, Pirates.
It's becoming completely new. Oh man,
So,
Rare, what have you become?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, well, I'll give them this much credit. I mean, at least they're trying something, a new franchise. I mean, I'll give them that. But
It's a shame that they had to put out a collection of their best stuff
Hmm.
in order for us to get excited about their new stuff. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah, and that was kind of like a tease too. I thought.
Yeah, because it's like, oh, we're gonna do all this extra stuff. Like they redid Grab by the Ghoulies, the
Hmm.
graphics a little bit, to like show, look, we could still do it. We could still make a good game like old school style. But no, we're gonna do a completely MMO, or it's gonna be team based MOBA with
Hmm.
a pirate theme.
Hmm.
Oh God,
Yeah, I hope it comes with complimentary rum. I might actually buy that.
hey, that would be sweet.
Oh, I'm guessing we'll see more of that one at E3, right? But again, it's sort of like is that what people really want?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
You know,
It's not what I want, but
it's
Yeah,
not what I
I'm
want
not
from it at
everybody.
all.
I'm not everybody.
yeah.
Right.
I'd want to see another Conquer. For me, that's what I want from them.
Yeah.
You
More
know,
platform games.
or Banjo.
Hmm.
So, um, so I got into Dark Souls 3, and so Al, man, I'm telling you, man, I'm digging it, man.
Sweet.
I scratched the surface of 2 like for like 10 minutes and just let the intimidation factor like prevent me from playing it, and I want to kick myself for doing that now because it is just such a great game. It is
Yeah.
just, and yeah, it is challenging, but I'm loving that. I love the challenge. I love that I have to go back and try to figure out how to beat enemies. It's a game that makes you think, and I like
Hmm.
that. I love that.
Exactly.
Like like I'm watching my enemies' movements. I'm watching my player
Hmm.
movements. I'm waiting for the right opportunity to strike. I mean, those are like elements of things that are missing in a lot of games today, and that's why I love it.
Hmm.
I haven't got as far. Again, I haven't gotten real far. I'm actually past the dragon. And I remember you, Al, talking about that dragon in
Hmm.
your preview. And wow, what a fucking dragon!
Isn't that crazy? That
Yeah,
dragon is intense.
it is. It is. But I'm loving it. I mean, well, not really the first boss. I think he's more like a tutorial boss.
Yeah.
Um, wasn't
First
really that.
name boss.
Yeah, he wasn't really that hard to beat. Um, but look, I think if anyone who's thinking about Souls should just go out and get it. Um, I think it's worth the price of admission. I really do.
Yeah.
I
I mean,
really do.
yeah. I think if you stick with it, you can just overcome things like in time.
Oh, absolutely.
You know
Yeah,
what I
and see,
mean?
and that's the thing. Like when it comes, to the, like Souls games or like even, like Bloodborne or whatever, you'll get back what you put into it,
Hmm.
and it's
Exactly.
very much like it's like it's like getting up the balls to ask the pretty girl to dance,
That's it.
and you have to like be willing to put in that work, but it's not unfair. Like I don't know, people say, well, it's too rough, it's too tough. Yeah, if you play it like any other game, like if you just barrel through or try to, or well, you know what's going to happen if you try to run in there and barrel into it.
Yeah.
You're going to get embarrassed really quick. But if you really put that focus in and pay attention to what the game is giving you back, it's challenging and tough, but it's fair.
Yeah.
Well, look, I don't know. Should I say fair or should I say more like?
Well, I think I don't know if fair is the right word.
Is fair? I don't know. Al, is fair the right word, or what's the word I'm looking for?
I don't know if it. I don't know if it's fair. It's just stern.
Yeah,
but
okay,
fair.
there you go.
Stern. It's stern but fair.
Right. Yeah, and if I don't know, it definitely makes you think about what you did. It's usually what you did,
Sounds like
or
marriage.
what you didn't, or what you, yeah, pretty much, or what you didn't pay attention to. Again,
That sounds like marriage.
yeah. So,
There's a lot of things in Dark Souls 3 that'll flip the script on you, though, man.
Oh yeah.
Like there's an area. I don't want to. Do you guys care if I do a minor spoiler for an area?
I mean,
I wouldn't.
I don't.
I mean, I wouldn't care.
Okay.
Wait. How about this?
I'll speak about it in vague terms. How about that?
Yeah.
Okay.
So imagine
You're
the
there
game
laying with
presents
a girl naked.
the game presents itself like you go into one area and you have to
She's
deal
in the
with
mood.
these people or these creatures to get to this objective at the end. It's like imagine a hallway, okay?
Okay.
Mhm.
About 2 or 3 hours later, you're going to go into a branching hallway with many different outcomes, okay?
Mhm.
Uh-huh.
And then after that, maybe 3 hours later, you're going to be in a hallway that the hallway itself may be against you, so to speak. So the environment is against you on top of these guys attacking you. So you still have to learn how to maneuver and take out these guys dealing with environmental hazards, which I won't say what they are.
So
And
wow.
it like elevates. I'm talking like plateaus. No, that doesn't plateau. I'm sorry. It just constantly increases in like tenseness, But if you still stick with it, sort of like Eric said, like you're never gonna succeed unless you don't try.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't want to
Yeah.
scare you guys off or anybody
No.
listening that is like contemplating a purchase.
Mhm.
But I mean, the game is like because you get to like used to it. You're like, oh, these guys, I can deal with these guys. I can deal with 2 of these guys in a room. Can you deal with 2 of those guys and a third guy and something else jumping out at you?
It ups
Because
the ante.
The game goes, you know what? Boom! You think you're the shit now. We're gonna give you these guys that go aggro like in Dark Souls, like in Demon Souls, and when they go aggro, their eyes glow red and they run straight at you.
Nice.
Wow,
Nice.
And then, and the cool thing about that is, as soon as you deal with the first one of those guys, there's like a horde of them around the corner, and you're like, "Are you kidding me right now?" But I mean, it's awesome.
Nice.
Adapt and overcome.
All right, I gotta put some time into this game this week.
Yeah.
I really do.
I think I heard on I don't know, what was it, Podcast Beyond, maybe. I think Brian Tano kind of summed it up best. He said playing like Souls games and Bloodborne is like going to Vegas. It's like I could quit while I'm ahead, or I could take this last swing and gamble.
Hey, that's what I did the first playthrough, man. I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't know if I can fight that guy. I'm gonna give it a shot.
Right.
9 out of 10 times I got killed instantaneously,
Yeah.
and I
But he
learned
said,
on
like-
the 10th time.
Right. But he said you had that one little bit of energy left, and the boss has that one little bit of life left, and it's like, I could take this swing, and it'll pay off, or it's going to be really, really shitty right now. But that's what makes it awesome. It's like
Yeah.
that adrenaline,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that's so true too. Because there was times like, as I was kind of progressing a little bit, like I would be like, maybe I should stop. Like you think that, like, maybe I should stop while I'm ahead. I'm on a new section, and then you're like, nah, I don't know. Maybe I could take these guys out, So it can be. That's the one thing I noticed. Like that game can suck you in. You can get it. It could be addictive,
Absolutely.
And I could see how people could like just get hooked on it really
The
easily.
thing that sucks about it, and it doesn't suck. It's just the thing that's once you present it to a new area, you can see all this cool stuff in the distance, and it's like you could go there. Well, you can go to most of these places, so you're like, oh, I want to get there, So it's like they're dangling that carrot, like, oh, what's in that castle, or what's in that, over there? What's that light about,
Yeah.
That's how they get you.
It's brutal.
Yeah.
It's brutal.
Yeah. Well, gentlemen, let's talk about the let's kind of transition here because I know we could go all night and talk about Dark Souls 3.
Oh yeah.
Because
Again.
it's such a again, right? But let's go back to Nintendo because we were talking about Nintendo earlier.
Okay.
And E3, and this week we got some new Nintendo rumors or new rumors that came out. There was a NeoGAF user who posted who posted some rumors, some speculation on the Nintendo hardware. He said that the upcoming console will be making use of a custom AMD Polaris-like GPU with Vulkan support, and said that the GPU, quote unquote, was supposed to be 2 times as powerful as the OG PS4 and be close to the PS4.5 rumored specs. Now, that has been recently debunked.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Now, to that person's credit,
yeah,
if it was in fact a Polaris GPU, it would be at least 2 times as powerful as a PS4 GPU. PS4 GPU is awful. It's a 2012 laptop GPU. Sorry to burst everybody's bubble. That's what it is. It's awful.
You know what? People are screaming at you, calling you an Xbox
Hey,
now.
it's true, man. My color is green. No, I'm just, I don't want to, I saw this rumor explode, I should say, from the source, and I won't name names because I do like the user on a personal level, and
so the person that put this out. Okay.
Yeah, and that's why I don't want to use his name.
Yeah.
I give him respect. I mean, the poor guy's probably been berated, terrorized the last couple of days. I mean, it's awful what it
Well, hasn't he put out like some stuff before? He's been pretty that he's been right about, or like doesn't he?
Yes and no. He's been the middleman, and unfortunately for him, I think this is one of the first times he's ever been the middleman between information and releasing it to the public.
Okay.
Not to toot my own horn, but I have insiders that tell me stuff, but I don't disseminate it on NeoGAF or on Twitter to everybody. I disseminate it to people like John from Super Deformed's Gamecast, or Shinobi, or Z-Huge. I mean, these are industry guys that can vouch and validate. And Doc, Forget Amnesia, I can I can see, or even Tim, Vancouver Tim, aka Bish from NeoGAF. I'll talk to them about actual leaks, but I won't put them out there because I don't want to be the guy that's hung out to dry if these things blow up in my face. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Very smart. Very smart.
Now, this guy does have a couple credible sources, and the thing that I found really appalling is that one of his number one sources was Emily Rogers, and she turned around and told him, "No, that's not what I said." And as soon as you got her saying that, then it's like womp womp womp. The jig is up, so to speak, And it's awful because I remember him posting her tweet, her private direct message tweet to him, and he showed that on Twitter, but then he took it down, I think, and then he went to GAF with that information, and then she came out and said, "I didn't say that," and it's a shame, Like I said, the poor guy is the middleman, and he's even said he's never going to post anything that's rumor related, whatever.
Yeah.
So where am I going with this? I'm rambling.
So wait, was he getting like hate from people for putting this out and it not being correct?
Absolutely. He was getting hate for this when he was just hyping the information he was going to release about.
But see, this is what I understand. Like, okay, so he dropped something that's not right, whatever, right? Okay, no big deal, no harm, no foul. Who cares? That's how I look at it. It's not like he was coming out and like, oh, these fucking specs are terrible.
Yeah, well,
I mean, I don't know.
But he's doing that on NeoGAF. You got to realize that when you do stuff like that on NeoGAF and you make a thread that draws 96,000 viewers within 2 days,
right?
You got a lot of attention on you. You got industry people there. You got, people pay attention to NeoGAF. As much as I did want to try to distance myself from like the vitriol it causes, people pay attention to that stuff. And
was he getting hate from industry folks or just
no, but just NeoGAF users, but they take his stuff, tweet it out, blow it up, etc. Now I will call out Dan Z-Huge another friend of mine
Mhm.
that and he was in the right to do this. He basically called out the user formally on his blogcast on his blog,
Mhm.
which is zhuge.net. I'm gonna butcher his thing. I can look it up and I'll tweet that out for you, zhuge. I owe you that.
By the way, I love
but
his
but
blogs and his
yeah,
industry insights. Got good stuff.
Yeah.
he put everything together for you. Like he presented all the stuff he came to. He
Yeah.
questioned the user. He's like, "Why'd you get this? Why'd you post this? Why did you do this without a source?" And the guy was like, "Well, I did have a source. It was this." And then
Mhm.
Zhuge was like, "You used me as a source, and I was just saying that as a broad thing of what I think the NX is, not what the NX actually is." So you see, that's how the snowball effect turned the NX
Gotcha.
into basically the supercomputer, but from this one poor guy who just didn't go through the appropriate channels, I think, to disseminate the information.
Mm,
He just kind of ran with it.
Yeah, he ran with it, but the
Yeah. Yeah.
problem is he had mod backing too on NeoGAF because of the
Mhm.
name dropping like Emily Rogers. If people don't know, Emily Rogers used to be a Nintendo employee.
Yeah.
She's like knows what the hell's going on in Nintendo for probably the next year, even though she just got shit canned from Nintendo for whatever reason, but that's another subject.
mhm.
Um,
Yeah.
so she knows what's going on. So
Yeah.
basically, everything came crashing down. It's not going to be a Polaris GPU. It's probably going to be somewhere between the Xbox and the PS4 general general range of power. I mean, it's going to be using newer stuff, but you got to take into account a console being manufactured now is using stuff from 2 years ago.
Mhm.
Right.
That's how it's been. I don't know if that is how it is,
Mhm.
but historically speaking, that's generally what it is. So you're going to anticipate a laptop GPU from 2014, which isn't bad by any
Mm-hmm.
means. It's better than the PS4s, that's for sure. But it's
Mm-hmm.
not going to be, earth-shattering. I don't see it being earth-shattering.
Yeah.
Certainly won't be 4K. But that's it. We don't know what the gimmick is for the console. We don't know if there is a gimmick. I
Mm-hmm.
doubt that. Nintendo likes to do their own thing, so.
Yeah. That's true. Now, Rogers, she leaked. You mentioned she leaked some stuff
Oh, she leaked.
recently, right? She leaked the Wii U ports for the NX, right?
She leaked the Wii U ports. She leaked all the new 3DS games. She
Mm-hmm.
leaked what did she leak? She leaked something for the
Was
3DS
she the
that
one that
came out.
said? Was she the one that said there's going to be a new Metroid?
I don't know if
Was
she
that
said
her
that.
or someone else said that?
I don't know.
Someone just threw that in there. It's one of hers, probably.
Probably.
Right.
um,
Jeez, I want a new
yeah. So
Metroid.
that's my take. That's my take
Yeah.
on the NX.
Yeah.
Like I said, I don't think that user deserves the hate.
Mm-hmm.
But
I'm
whatever.
naive to the ways of GAF. I don't honestly I don't go there. I talk to.
I think I told you just to not go on there, right?
Yeah, you told me not to go
Mm-hmm.
on there. And I don't. But
Yeah.
I've talked to people. I know you guys have been on there.
Yeah, I'll probably get
Uh,
myself banned from bad mouthing the GAF now.
yeah.
But no, but
Well,
you can browse it without being a member, and that's all.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I would recommend people browse it because you
yeah,
get news there. But if you have a Twitter account, you get news before the GAF does, anyways.
yeah.
Right.
And if you have a
Yeah.
Discord account, I can invite you to my Discord channel, and you get news before Twitter gets news. What?
What?
Mind blown.
That's the upper echelon of the internet right there.
Al the insider.
hmm Um, but
Yeah,
I'm not
but
trying to tell
Mm-hmm.
people don't get a NeoGAF account. I've had fun there. I met a lot of good people through that, but
no, there's been some people there
I
that have
wouldn't be
been
here
okay.
if I wasn't for NeoGAF. That's for sure.
Yeah. Well,
Mm-hmm.
it's funny. Like I don't go there really at all because just there's some stuff that goes on there that just makes me want to vomit sometimes.
Oh yeah,
But
fanboyism there is ridiculous.
oh, it's all
Yeah.
it's all. But like I met you and I met John.
hmm
I don't know Shinobi. He seems like a cool guy.
hmm
Tweeted with him a little bit on Twitter, but I've talked to Thue on DM, and you know he was someone who caught a lot of hate. You know, early on this console generation. But I've talked to him, and we've had some long talks about just games, video games. So But yeah, I don't know. I just don't. I don't go there. So
Yeah, I've never really been on there either, but I do see I see the meltdowns on Twitter from it.
Yeah.
You know,
ah,
so I imagine it's kind of addicting to some people who hate it the most, but it's
Mhm.
sort of like but they can't stay away.
they want to see like what's going to happen next.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, E3 time, it's usually a good time. I mean, the people like the hype gifts and stuff for stuff is good, and people like you can catalog all the trailers that get leaked
Hmm.
from like the threads. That's pretty
yeah.
cool.
That is cool. Yeah,
But other than that, I don't know.
Hmm.
It's pretty bad now.
yeah.
Hmm.
It's gotten crazy. So I appreciate the warning out.
Yeah, I know. I'm the worst.
Yeah, yeah. Well, speaking of Nintendo, then I know we talked about E3. I guess at this point, I mean, we're just gonna have to wait and see. Nintendo's pretty tight-lipped anyway.
No,
Uh,
always,
yeah,
always.
yeah.
Hmm.
I don't see them letting anything leak. And if they do, somebody will probably get assassinated. But um, they'll just like disappear.
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
Um, so and I'm not gonna even like for me, I'm at the point now where I don't even want to like speculate or even think about what it might be. I do think though that it's something. It's going to be something that is. And I think you said this earlier, Al, along the lines of what the current console generation is in terms of hardware.
Yeah. And you
Um,
know what? I'm not concerned about the hard. I don't care how powerful it is, you know? I want to
Hmm.
yeah,
see what games they bring. I really don't
Exactly.
care what the hardware
yeah,
is,
Exactly.
you know?
Because I mean, you look at the Wii U, they did a pretty good job
Yeah.
with, that's not a powerful machine by, certain standards, but they did
Yeah.
a pretty good job with their games on it. And I know people will sit there and scream the third party, the third party, the third party, but you
Are you
know,
really gonna play a third-party game on the Nintendo console when everyone else
far
is playing it on PS4 and Xbox One?
exactly far from my concern. I could see possibly, them working with a third party to get some kind of exclusive game through them.
That'd be sweet.
Yeah,
Beyond Good and Evil.
that would be the kind of thing that I would see for that. That's the kind of third party relationship I think they need to foster.
Yeah.
Not worry about getting like Call of Duty or the Division on Wii U, not Wii U, but I'm sorry, but NX or whatever.
Yeah.
So,
Oh,
but
oh, you know what we
but
should talk about? We should talk about what the NX is actually going to be called, because it's not going to release as being called the NX.
no,
I think
and I said it should be the NES,
yeah,
The
that's
NES would be cool, or the Revolution. Bring it back.
the
the
Revolution.
revolution. Yeah,
Yeah, damn, I forgot about that, man.
I I,
Wow.
I think they're going to go back to the NES and it's going to launch with the same color scheme.
Oh, gray,
Oh,
black, and
dude.
red. That'd be sweet.
Yeah,
What was it,
yeah,
like cream gray?
Yeah,
yeah,
man.
yeah.
That would be awesome.
And they're going to bring Duck Hunt, and it's going to be like with lots of blood and shit.
Like heads exploding and stuff.
Yeah,
The most fun. So it's like, oh, I got my new Nintendo, and what the hell is this? It's
yeah,
like a House of the
No.
Dead.
exactly.
Right.
Yeah, it's House of the It's
Or they're gonna work with Ubisoft and they're gonna build like a Duck Hunt game out of like the Far Cry engine.
That'd be
It's gonna
amazing.
be like- I don't
Yeah.
know, but I'm excited for it, man. Whatever it's gonna be,
Oh yeah,
and
I will be watching that conference.
Hey,
Oh.
John says bring back the Power Glove and Rob and the Power Pad.
Our pad, yeah, man.
Yeah,
definitely.
I never owned the glove. Did you guys have the glove?
I did
I
have
did
the
not have
glove.
the glove. I picked one up at a yard sale, but I never owned it when it came out.
Yeah, I had the glove. It didn't work.
I've heard a lot of people say that it didn't work. I've
It
never.
didn't work for shit.
Yeah, yeah. I don't
The
think
pad
I,
actually worked pretty well for one particular game, but
Track and field and Burger
Track and
Time, man.
field.
yeah, that was it.
Burger Time was pretty good.
John said Duck Hunt of Duty, Shadow Beak.
Shadow Peaks.
Shadow Beaks.
It's hilarious. The ducks are gonna have missiles on them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they're gonna do like a new balloon fight, and it's gonna be like in the vein of Dark Souls.
Oh God.
Oh my goodness.
There's got to be a new balloon fight somehow, though. I mean,
Balloon
there's a
fight.
lot of passing. But I don't know
Yeah.
what they're gonna do. Are they gonna put balloon fight guys in Smash Bros? They got it right.
Yeah, that'd be
I
cool.
think if they're gonna do a version of Smash, like a port,
Mhm.
People have been asking for those two characters. They've been
Yeah.
begging for them to put it in, and I think if they're going to do that, they
They
definitely have
should
to
bring
bring
Snake back too.
exactly.
Snake.
They got to bring some of those characters that fans have been really clamoring for.
They should bring Geralt.
They should bring Geralt.
I'll try to have sex with the
Oh man!
princess.
Oh my God! You know how huge that would be if CD Projekt Red became a third party for Nintendo?
Oh
Wow.
my, that would be a mic drop moment. Can you imagine
If
them
they
walk?
said they're going to bring Cyberpunk 2077 to the NX day one,
Oh, stop.
I'd be like, that's it, man.
Stop. I'd be like,
That'd be it.
take my money right now.
Because right there, you'd have like a smoothing over of all the ill will that Nintendo has had when it came to third parties over the last few years. You'd be like,
Yeah.
oh, they're taking this shit serious,
Yeah.
you know? So, but again, man, I just say,
I doubt
hey,
it'll happen though.
No.
Nintendo only works with like specific people. I doubt they'd
Yeah.
go and like work with a bunch of punk rock Polish guys.
hmm But I will say
But too,
again,
like-
man, for all the shit they catch, for what people say about Nintendo, I mean, every time the smallest thing hits hits Twitter or hits the internet, people go nuts, but like talking about what it is. And I know part of that is new console excitement and
Yeah.
everything else, but I
Yeah.
do think a big part of that is just Nintendo because they are very good at like pivoting on you.
Yeah.
You think you have it figured out, and then it's like, nope, this is what it is. But I do think with all the talks of there being like a controller portable hybrid type thing, I do think they're gonna get back to their old ways of a standard controller because they were always good at that too, of having a controller that kind of worked with like the GameCube controller or something like that, or the N64 controller. I think they're gonna have a standard controller for people who don't necessarily want the handheld type part of it.
I kind of think they need to have that because not everyone's
Yeah.
gonna want. Yeah.
Yeah. So
You think it might have a smaller screen? If it has a
could.
screen?
it could, yeah.
Maybe. It could.
But I can see them kind of doing for those who may want a portable scenario. There could be like a Vita type thing,
That'd be sweet.
but also but just like the PS4, it'll have a standard controller with maybe some kind of screen in the center to kind of interplay with it.
Now I heard from one of a billion people on the internet that they might be considering
One from a billion people on the internet.
I'm sorry.
Handheld.
Compatible like new DS that's compatible with NX hardware that releases in a year. That will be your remote play or what's that, TV off screen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see that happening?
I could see that happening.
I think that would be a better endeavor to pursue, to give people the option rather than to say you have to play this pad that has a huge TV screen in it.
Yeah.
For people who don't want to deal with that.
Yeah. You just have a standard controller, that can play. But if you want to take those particular games on the move with you, you can. But it may also have its own specific games that can also be played on the home console.
Yeah.
So you're kind of covering all your bases, and it kind of makes sense. Yeah. Don't lock people into one type of option. Give them
many options.
Many options, and they've always been good at handheld. And can you think if they have something that kind of does that, almost like that Neo Geo? It didn't do very well, but sort of like that type of
the anniversary console.
Yeah.
Didn't TurboGrafx 16 have something like that too with the handheld? You could take the games from that you played on your TurboGrafx 16 and play it on the handheld.
I only played the TurboGrafx 16 hooked to a TV.
Yeah, me too.
I could have sworn they had a handheld.
They probably did.
Yeah, where you could actually play.
Handhelds back in the day were like $300.
Yeah, and you need to like.
They were.
They were, right? Weren't they like at least $200 back
like,
in like the early '90s? That was like equivalent of $300.
You need a car battery to run.
Yeah, basically.
Dude, that Game Gear, the Game Gear and the Jaguar, you needed like 90 batteries in it.
Yeah, the Game Gear was no joke. That shit took like 10 batteries.
Yeah,
and it only lasts like 2 hours.
It would, yeah.
Awful.
It was terrible battery life.
Yeah.
I think
but back then, man, that thing was awesome looking though. It was like,
oh hell yeah!
I never had one. I didn't have one. My cousin had one, but it was pretty badass.
That's funny. My cousin had one too, and I would borrow it every time. Like he would like not be playing. I was like, "Hey, can I borrow that for the weekend?" He's like, "Yeah, go for it." burn through like 3 packs of batteries like that to be pissed off at me.
Trying to get through Ultra Beast.
Yeah. I made it a point to beat the Sonic on that, and Pinball on that, and the Streets of Rage on that.
It had Mortal Kombat also, I think.
That's awesome.
Or a version. Yeah, I think it was the first Mortal Kombat was on it.
Yeah, it was with blood.
Yeah.
With blood.
Those Rebels.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, dude. The Game Gear, dude. Wow.
So yeah, I could see that though, Al. I could see them doing that. It plays like I think Eric, you said, it kind of plays into their strengths what they do and they do in it. They have that handheld market on lock.
What do you think the price is going to be? Like a window.
I'm gonna say 300.
300. Man, I want it to be 350 so bad, just because that might mean it. I don't know. It might make it. I don't know. Have something in there that's good, like crazy, like you wouldn't think that they would have. Like maybe the format of the discs isn't Blu-rays now. Maybe it's on SSDs, or not SSDs, but like those little scan discs.
Scan discs. Yeah.
I think they might be going back to cartridge media too.
Do you say I
heard that rumor.
I heard that rumor too. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Sean Foster from Inside Gaming Online, he's a big Nintendo fan. He was saying, he brought that up actually in a podcast.
It's flash memory. Is that what it's called? Flash memory.
It is.
Oh, something to could do flash memory. That'd be
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought I heard you say Laserdisc.
Laser. Yeah, man. Imagine the consoles like the size of a pizza box. Kids like, what is that?
Yeah. No, I'm thinking somewhere around 350, 300, because I think if you come in over that at this point, like right now.
Well, yeah.
You're murdered. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're launching higher than Xbox and PlayStation 4, you better come with the goods.
Yeah. Exactly.
Well, that window's still $399.
Yeah, that's true too.
That's true.
That's true too.
And whatever the hell PS4K is going to be.
Yeah. It could be that
might just be $399, and they drop the regulars down to, they keep it standard at $299.
$299. Yeah, I can see that.
It'll be phasing them out. Because everyone's going Neo.
Yeah, there we go.
That's it.
Great segue, Eric.
Thank you.
That was well played. So Neo, here we go. We got
take that red pill.
Yeah, take the red pill.
Rabbit hole.
What happened if you took both pills? I've always wondered that. Like,
die.
Yeah, would you die?
You get an ulcer?
Or would you go on a bad trip?
You just end up like in an endless loop.
Yeah, right?
You end up in like Wisconsin. No offense to anybody from Wisconsin.
Yeah. So, so more rumors on this PlayStation 4.5 or 4K, whatever the hell you want to call it. No, now everyone's calling it the Neo.
Yeah, the Neo.
Yeah. Does it stop bullets? That's what we want to know.
Whoa.
Yeah. Whoa. So it's supposed to have improved GPU. Supposed to have improved CPU. The rumor is it's supposed to be at 8 Jaguar cores at 2.1 gigahertz compared to 1.6 gigahertz for the original PlayStation 4 right now.
Mm-hmm. So we're talking a minute. I'm talking minute difference in power.
Yeah. Yeah.
In the greater scheme of things. I mean, the numbers are way different, but it's not a dramatic increase.
No, it's not. I mean, even the GPU is not. You're going from 18 CUs to 36.
Yeah.
Right. That's not. Yeah, that's not a dramatic increase.
Yeah, and it's the same. It's the same GPU and the same CPU, but it's just running at a slightly higher clock speed. It's not like if they increased it to like 8 Jaguar cores. If they did something like more unified, I guess, at like even a slower speed, it would be faster. But it's the same thing.
Isn't that Jaguar faster? Isn't that Jaguar poo-poo CPU?
Yeah, 2012, man. I mean, you got to think this is all hardware from 2012, and they're still using it, but they're just changing the clock speeds, and people think it's going to be the next coming of Jesus, or AKA Neo.
Right.
People are going to be in for a rude awakening. It's just like we've talked about earlier, Enrique. It's going to be a little bit extra power for people who want to output to 4K so that
Yeah.
their frame rates don't drop to 4 frames a second. You know, their frames might be the same shit that PlayStation 4 is experiencing now, but you know, they have to have that power to make it still run booty. You know what I mean?
Still run booty.
It's not gonna all of a sudden make a game run 60 frames a second on a 1080 set. It's only for people with 4K TVs, is what I'm gathering from this information.
Yeah. No, you're right, because it's not a dramatic increase. It's just
No.
not. Yeah, this seems more in line with, like you said, just for people with 4K TVs. I don't. Yeah, yeah, just
There's a
it's
reason why the
Yeah,
4K is in the title.
right.
exactly.
Now, see, that's the interesting things, like you said. Some people are going to be in for a rude awakening about the people who are anticipating this and really hoping for it because they think it's going to give them this amazing boost in power.
Hmm.
But what about those people who may or may not be freaking out because they're like, well, I just picked up a PS4. Now this thing is coming, whatever the case may be.
Hmm.
But I think the ones who may be freaking out the most or could be hurting the most could be the devs.
Yeah.
Because that word, I didn't. When I heard about this, I didn't look at it like, oh man, my PS4 is obsolete, and I didn't kind of go, oh shit, more power. I just kind of went, devs are gonna probably hate this shit
Yeah.
because of the wording that was in there. It was kind of like,
Hmm.
well, you're gonna have to do this version for this, and then this version for this. So they're talking about fragmenting the user base, but what about developer?
Yeah. I don't think it's a big problem with the developers as long as they keep it so like not a huge discrepancy in power. Because like developing for PC, say, you have to account that you can take 100 people with 100 PCs and all 100 are completely unique. You know what I mean? You got to make a game that
Yeah.
can run on 100 different platforms, whereas
Right.
these guys have to make a game that can run on 2. That's not a whole. I mean, yeah, it's more than just developing a game that runs on 1, but it's not the end of the world, so to speak, for like PC devs that have to like make it the lowest common denominator work first, and then work your way up to Uber computers.
Hmm.
You know?
No, they have to work it up to Al's computer.
Yeah, that can't run Quantum Break for shit.
Are you still having problems with Quantum Break?
Oh, I refunded that, sir.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I
But
gave in.
not to
Yeah.
segue, but it sounds like some people on Xbox One are having issues with Quantum Break,
Oh,
Yeah.
wow, really?
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
with save files and like the game freezing on some people.
I did. You know what? That's funny. You mentioned that to me, Eric. I googled that real quick, and I've seen a couple reports about that. The game freezing. Actually, somebody on Twitter, I think somebody that I follow, tweeted that out this week too. That he got like to the end of the game, and like his shit was all fucked up.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And I know like Mike and a few other people, like he just lost his save, like gone.
Oh shit, that
That
sucks.
sucks.
On booty.
I'm booty.
Yeah, that's not good. Hey, real
Yeah.
quick, guys. So as we're talking about PlayStation 4, John mentioned that Colin Moriarty's losing his shit over this.
Yeah, I saw on
And-
Twitter he's having a meltdown.
Yeah,
Why? What is he saying?
He's saying that it's a middle finger to the entire user base. I don't agree with that. I don't think it's not a middle. See, this is the thing that
It's
kills
not.
me. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not a middle finger. You're giving consumers an option. You're giving them, if you have a 4K TV, and maybe you
wanna
were
output
thinking about
games at
buying.
30 frames a second on that TV. You need a level of extra power to make it so.
Hello.
It's not gonna increase
Yeah.
stuff for 1080 users. That's not gonna, like you and me. It's not gonna do anything. But for the guys that got 4K sets, man, it'll just make it so that theirs runs as well as our copy of the game does.
But let me ask you something.
Right.
If you own a 4K TV right now, you already bought a PlayStation 4. Are you upset by this?
I don't know.
I mean, see,
Uh,
I can't say
I
that I
wouldn't
would
be.
be. Yeah. What about
I
you,
wouldn't.
Eric?
I'm not upset for a couple of simple facts. One is, well, right now we're still dealing with rumor, but where there's smoke, there's fire. But we don't even know when the thing is coming.
That's true.
Some reports are saying it's coming this year. I know John was saying earlier next year, and I'm inclined to agree with John. I don't even think this is something that's going to show up this year.
I agree with John. I
Yeah.
agree with John 100%. Only because PS4 VR is what they're trying to push out now. That's what
Exactly.
Sony has shown us. Sony has not shown us anything PS4K related.
Exactly, and it's kind of going in line with what has been said up to this point, and even like what you guys are saying right now. It's more about that little extra nudge of power. You know, like right now, I don't have a 4K TV, but if I see something in that where I'm kind of like, I gotta have that, which I don't know. Sometimes I'm like, as long as my game can play and it still looks good, I'm fine. Then I'll make that decision. But for right now, it's sort of like I don't feel it's a middle finger to me because right now I can still go play Uncharted, or I can still go play, whatever the hell I want to play. It's not stopping.
No.
Yeah, and for all intents and purposes, it's the same thing like with the Xbox One. When people were melting down a few months ago over the different information that was coming out about games going to PC, I'm like, it doesn't affect the game you're playing right now. Everyone was melting down like they were saying, hey, there's no more Xbox One. Matter of fact, the one you have now, send it back. It's like, just keep playing and don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Until you really have something to worry about. I really, honestly, personally, I don't see Sony in this point kind of saying, you know what, everything that we just did, scrap that, we're starting over.
But you know what, guys? I got to say something, though. I don't understand this, like... I don't know, man. See, I've been out of the... I've been in the weeds with work, so I've kind of been out of touch with... I've kind of, like, been back to reality a little bit, to more my... I think when you're in this bubble, right, and you're in it a lot, you get wrapped up emotionally in things that maybe you shouldn't be wrapped up in. Like the idea for Colin to be like, oh, they're giving the user base a middle finger. I don't see that. I look, this isn't intended for people who, this is intended for people who are okay. Who have 4K TVs that are like, oh, you know what? Fuck that. I like the option. I'm going to trade in my existing PlayStation 4 for a PlayStation 4 console that can output native 4K or output 4K. I'm okay with that. Or for the guy that, was thinking, you know what? I was kind of on the fence with the PlayStation 4. You know what? The hell with it. I'm going to buy one now because it does 4K. Or maybe the Xbox One console owner who has a 4K TV. It's like, you know what? Maybe I'll buy a PlayStation 4 now because it outputs in 4K. I mean, this isn't anything that's intended for like the mass market. And it's like, I don't understand like that. I don't understand why he's flipping. I don't get it. I honestly think it's blown out of proportion. And this idea that it's going to somehow segregate the community. It only segregates or splits a community only if the games that are on the Neo. Are better, and not marginally better, but just a lot better than what's on the regular PlayStation 4.
If they released something that was that bold, they'd have to make it a new console because they could not have both of them competing against each other.
No.
Because you're going to kill. I mean, that would be instant death. You got 40 million units out running right now, and how many more hundreds of thousands are getting sold every month? It's insane. It's literally insane. Dan comes on, does the NPDs for the Super Deformed Gamecast every month, and the numbers are staggering. It's like, it's ridiculous. So there's no way that they would do that, And the numbers are right there on Giant Bomb's website, and it's on Eurogamer. It's everywhere, Those are so similar and so close. It's just for a little bit of extra power, just to make something go to a 4K screen without diminishing the quality of like the resolution, or not the resolution, frame rate.
You know what I compare it to, guys? I compare it to having an erection and then having an erection with Viagra.
How do we get there?
I don't know. Just in my mind, it made sense.
I would say it's like you got two sports cars, right? You got a sports car that was manufactured in 2014, same model. Okay, say it's like a Porsche 911, right? Yeah. Porsche 911 Turbo. We'll go Turbo, okay? 2014. Now, Porsche 911 Turbo 2015 comes out. Now, they're both on the market together, but which one do you get? That's it. They're the same car. They have the same top speed, right? Same output. One's a little bit shinier. And one has like a little windshield wipers on the inside of your lights, right? Because those things are baller. No. Right. But you know what I mean? It's like it's not like someone's got like a Nissan hatchback and someone's got a Lambo. It's not that different.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. Well, do you guys kind of agree with what I said about the Viagra thing or no?
I try to ignore that it actually was
Yeah, well, I think we kind of,
I kind of like my analogy.
We'll roll with it. I agree. I agree
I
with it.
was like, yeah, we'll roll with Enrique, I guess,
Yes.
yeah.
hmm
I don't know, Eric. So what do you think, man? Like, do you think that well, actually, both of you guys. I mean, you guys think Colin's kind of blown his shit out of proportion?
Well, like I said, this is the first I've heard of it through the podcast and
Oh,
John
okay.
talking about it. Yeah, I think he sort of loses his shit over lots of stuff really quick, and it sucks because if you were in that position, I think shame on you. You know how many people like watch you, and you should never be that kind of judgmental and that stubborn, and like you don't look at the facts. If I had 10 million followers or whatever, how many followers he has a shit ton of followers, okay, that watch his
Hmm.
show, watch his tweets and stuff, and you're just gonna go adamantly out there and just be like, bah, bah, this is ridiculous, but that's the
I
worst, the
mean,
worst message you can possibly send. So first of all,
I
I
mean, it sounds
say,
like a
shame on
caveman.
you, shame on you, Colin.
Right.
Second of all, the information is obviously wrong that he's spouting, and that's another thing. That's why he shouldn't do that.
Yeah.
So
hmm
I don't know.
Yeah.
That's my take.
Well, in the chat, you have John and Bella. They're kind of hitting on the points that we just talked about. Again, I don't think ultimately, like Al was just saying, when you look at two cars that kind of have the same specs, one may just have leather, one may not. One may have better windshield wipers, one may not.
Hmm.
I think ultimately, at the end of the day, it's not, as far as the community goes, it's not as hard of a hit to the community as, like we just said, like with the devs. But then again, Sony did say what this basically means is, one version of the game has to be spec'd, not one version, but the game has to be spec'd for, Neo specs, and it also has to be spec'd for standard PS4 specs. So no
Yeah.
one's being left behind. They're not saying, well, they're saying if you haven't purchased one yet and you want that option, you have it. You know, but the one that you have is perfectly fine still too.
Yeah. Well, this is what they're saying. They're saying that that Sony seems to be committed to keeping the Neo. I can't believe I'm calling this thing the Neo. Um, and the original PlayStation 4 base is connected. There will be no Neo only games, and Sony will not let developers separate Neo users from original PlayStation 4 players while playing on PSN.
hmm
Likewise, Sony explicitly and repeatedly states that developers cannot offer exclusive gameplay options or special unlockables for Neo players. So don't expect Neo owners to get a level editor or any kind of special thing. So I mean, so yeah, they seem to be saying the right things, and I was kind of what you were saying, Eric. I was kind of reading what John and Bella are kind of going, having some dialogue back and forth about this. Bella's saying that there's some developers that she knows that she's friends with that have some concerns that maybe there could be some advantages, for people who have the Neo. Um,
the Neo.
I
yeah,
want the Morpheus.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, the Morpheus.
I want the
I mean, how
Ghost.
great was Neo if he ends up dying anyways? Oh, spoiler alert.
Oh, dude! I've never seen the movie. I'm just kidding. I'm joking. I'm joking. um, yeah, I don't know, guys. Maybe because I'm out of touch. I'm a little bit out of touch this week. I just don't see the big deal. I don't see their reason to be concerned yet.
No, not at all.
I don't see you getting any distinct advantage playing on. Well, maybe on 4K. Maybe if you're playing a first-person shooter, the resolution, you might get. Um, but like John said, I mean, if people, I think he said this earlier in the live chat, if people think they're going to get like games at 60 frames a second,
They're crazy.
it's not going to happen.
They can get games at 60 frames a second. They could have gotten games at 60 frames a second last gen, but you
Yeah.
have to make them look terrible, or
Yeah,
very
exactly.
highly stylized so that it can physically work.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So, you know, um, I don't know, man. I just don't, this look, it's just options. I mean,
Yeah.
they're giving consumers options. We know this isn't for the mass market. This is going to be something that's marketed towards core gamers and to, um, people that have 4K TVs that would be interested in hey, forking out some additional cash to buy their second PlayStation, and you're gonna have those people. You
Yeah.
know, I mean, shit, I've done that before in previous console generations, where they've either made a slim or
Yeah, I got a PS4 Slim right away.
yeah,
Well,
yeah.
because my 60 PS360 gig would sound like a jet or Harrier takeoff when I was running Uncharted in
Sound
it.
like a Boeing.
I was like, are you kidding me right now? And I only kept it because the backwards compatibility with PS2 stuff. But yeah, man, as soon as that came out, I was like, okay, this is going away into storage, and I'm getting a new one because I'm tired of listening to that.
Right.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm reading. So it looks like so everyone's commenting this now in the media.
Yeah.
Forbes has an article right now. I just clicked on to.
God.
Did you guys read this? So why does Sony's Neo? I hate that. Why are they calling it the Neo? Um, they should have called the PlayStation 5 the Neo. That would have been cool. Or maybe that would be Morpheus or not Morpheus. Who is he?
Sony dropped
Agents.
out. We're not calling it anything. You guys are.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what Sony's going to come out on E3 and say, we have something planned for next fall, and it's
Yeah,
not
right.
called the Neo.
Right.
They're like, what? That'd be cool as hell if they came
Or I
out
could-
and announced PS5.
Or like you said, at the end of the day, this thing could just be a slim model.
Oh,
Could
that's
be.
it.
fantastic.
Could be a
That'd
slim
And,
model.
and
Yeah.
that's it. Like there's no more, no less.
Mm-hmm.
Or it could be a version with no drive that for people who just want streaming, or not streaming, but who just want to download their games.
Yeah.
Mess everyone up.
Yeah. Yeah. So, let me ask you guys something. Does Microsoft have to? Do they have to respond to this?
Do they have to?
Yeah.
They don't have
Or
to
should
do
they?
anything. Perhaps. I think that the wise thing for them to do. I'm sorry if I'm just overbutting like Eric.
No, man, go for it.
Yeah. Eric actually just DM'd me. He's like, "Al, can you mute Al?" I'm joking. I'm totally joking.
Well, Microsoft has been beat up this gen so far.
Yeah.
Let's not try to hide that fact. I think their strategy probably should just be to see how this plays out. Having two consoles go at, have the middle ground. I know they were considering for, I think a couple months before they decided against it, but the upgradable Xbox. Then they flat out said no, we're not doing that, which
Right.
means that they're focusing on the future. Which,
Mm-hmm.
in all honesty, that looks like a better business decision
I
to
think
me.
so, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I think they might wait. I think they might be the second, or not this. I'm not going to say the second. I think they'll be the first to the next generation from the big three.
Mhm.
We still do have three. I still count Nintendo.
I do.
I think that's how they're going to respond. They're going to see what happens, and if the PS4K is a hit, they might consider a smaller Xbox One. I mean, the Xbox One is a monstrous, console. I don't know if they'll go the 4K route. I have no
It's got
idea.
those fans in it, man.
Yeah,
I do think they're working on a slim.
yeah.
I could see that.
Absolutely think they're working on a slim.
That's
it's
right.
about-
Wasn't there there was like a tweet that went out by like WCC Tech, I think, about the
Yeah.
smaller motherboard or whatever.
There was a
Yeah.
patent there. I think they filed, or no, they registered something with the FCC.
Yeah. Oh, that's what it was. And
yeah.
for like a new Wi-Fi too, right?
Yeah,
A new
yeah,
Wi-Fi
yeah.
transmitter.
Yep.
Yeah,
That's good, man.
and
I
there's
think the Wi-Fi is not bad on the Xbox. I think it's terrible on the PS4 though.
Oh no, the Wi-Fi on the Xbox is money. It's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have both of mine wired because the PS4 one wasn't very wasn't very good. So, but I just decided, I'm just gonna go ahead and have them both hardwired to the Ethernet. No hiccups,
man.
no problems.
Yeah, that's what I did.
Yeah.
So Eric, what do you think, man? Do you think they have to respond, or you kind of agree with Al?
No, I agree with Al. I think
Yeah.
if they're if they may even be considering something themselves, but if they want to play the wait and see, I think for once they should play the wait and see. Because that's kind of what Sony has done. Every move everyone else makes, Sony just kind of sits and they wait, and then they make their move. So whatever Microsoft is working on for their next version of Xbox, I'm sure they've been working on that. Just go keep moving forward with that. But just if they feel that this Neo comes out and it makes some noise and fans are kind of asking for it, then maybe you address it. But I don't think they have to answer it.
Yeah.
I think get a Slim out there,
Mm-hmm.
people who want that lower cost, whatever the case may be, and just keep it, just keep it moving.
Yeah.
For lack of a better term, I don't know.
Yeah. Keep it up. My mind went south.
Well, what do you think, Enrique? What do you want to see
I think
Microsoft do?
good question. You know what? I agree with you guys. I don't think they really need to do anything. They probably should come out with the Slim, but I think they're focused on getting out of this console generation. They're, and we talked about this before we came on live that Microsoft is probably going to come out with this fucking behemoth console next console generation.
Absolutely.
I can
without
see.
a doubt, it's going to be ridiculous.
Al, I think you said they're probably going to take like $150 loss like out of the gates. They're going to be like, hey, you know what? F this. We're not gonna get caught with their pants down this time.
Yeah, man. I mean, Sony took, I think, what was a $100 loss, $120 loss on the PS4 when it first was launched. I can see Microsoft taking a $150 loss on this and making it a ridiculous console.
Al, they're gonna come to your house and just get the specs of your PC and put that shit in the Xbox.
Hey, man, it's already green. NVIDIA. No.
The Al box.
Yeah, that's pretty funny. But it also leads me to believe, not leads me to believe, but leads me to the thing about AMD. AMD used to be like the direct competitor. People are going to say it used to be. It still is. It's direct competitor to NVIDIA for graphics cards for the PC.
Yeah.
Really? Yeah. I mean, they used to be. Again, they are, but I still say used to be because they make all their money through the consoles. All the consoles have AMD chips in them. Why, I don't know. Xbox was the last NVIDIA chip, the original Xbox.
The original Xbox was NVIDIA,
and I don't know why NVIDIA just got out of that market. I don't know why. I mean, they make more money selling GPUs to people for, 150% of what a $399 console would be. I mean, Jesus, my graphics card was almost $600. I got it on discount, but it would have been $600 if I got it day one when it came out.
Dude, I look at your card on Amazon all the time. I'm like, what the? It's just, and I look like an i7 Intel Core processor. I'm like, that's just insane. I'm like, oh.
Yeah. What I have is overkill, and it's not for everybody. I have it because I like to play games and customize stuff and use third-party mods, make things look super pretty. I'm one of those guys who takes more screenshots playing a game than probably playing a game in a week. I mean, Witcher 3, I probably have, 80 hours in, and 40 of them is just screenshots.
You're an artiste. You don't have screenshots of Geralt getting on, do you?
No. I'm talking landscapes and stuff like that, and making 8K screens. We're talking about 4K. I'm talking 8K, and you shrink it down.
Shit.
Wow, man.
Yeah, so a super, super highly detailed. What was I getting at? Okay, yeah, AMD. So is AMD going to be doing the graphics cards for all these? Because we know they're going to be doing something for the NX. It's not going to be Polaris. Now, if people don't know what that is, that's the graphics card generation that's coming out. It's not even out yet.
It's not out yet now.
Supposedly, it's coming out later this summer and then into the fall. So, are they going to be with Xbox? I don't know.
Yeah. We don't know. Well, time will tell, as they say.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we gotta believe. I mean, like I said, they're gonna come out with some. You have to believe they're gonna come out with a pretty big hitter next console generation. So.
Yeah, but what are they gonna? I don't know. I mean, I hope they do something awesome.
Well, I'm sure they will. I mean, I think that there's a lot of parallels to draw from, this generation and last generation. Sony kind of learned their lesson from the PlayStation 3 generation. They came out swinging this generation.
Yeah.
And I think Microsoft's kind of in that same position. And I think you'll see that kind of back and forth.
You think they're going to go first?
I think they're going to go first.
I think they're going to go first too.
I
I
think
think by early 2018 we'll start seeing stuff for it,
Mm-hmm.
and it'll
Yeah.
probably be out in that fall.
Yeah, yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah,
I could see that because
that
that would
makes
be
sense.
that'd be 5 years.
Because I mean, they want like you said, Enrique, they want to get out. They're not going to try to claw at the cliff before they fall in the lava like Nintendo has been with the Wii U. They
Yeah,
want to just be like, okay, we have the money, we might as well just do this, try to move forward.
yeah,
Yeah, I
Um,
see. B Money just said something in the chat that we've kind of talked about on past podcasts, and he said he doesn't think that'll be their focus. He said he thinks it'll be more about services with MS.
yeah, I mean, the UWP is like their big thing, the Ultimate Windows Platform or
Mm-hmm.
Unified Windows Platform. I think that's what it is. But as I've spoken before, it's not necessarily a good thing for PC gamers right now.
Mm-hmm.
Just depends on the game, obviously, and your hardware. But
Right.
I can see it being like a platform box, but
Yeah.
it's hard to do streaming. I think we talked about this on the Super Deformed Gamecast, or no, it was on last week's Gamecast here. Streaming is hard to do because a lot of people don't have good internet.
no, they
Mm-hmm.
don't. Yeah,
40 million PlayStation 4 sold, and maybe half of them have internet, and
Google
maybe
Fiber.
maybe 1/16 of them have more than 50 megabytes download. So I mean, so you got to think about that. Is it a platform? I still think they're going to do games, but I think it'll be hardware though. It'll be hardware, but the OS will probably be UWP. It'll probably be Windows 10.
Yeah, no, it will be. It absolutely will be. It's going to be a combination of hardware services. It's just
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
funny. At my
for-
new job I just started, the
Mhm.
scanners that we use to scan cargo, it's Windows 10. I was like, "Are you kidding me right now?" I didn't even know they had Windows 10 on hand scanners for cargo.
Jeez, we just
Yeah.
we just
Wow.
updated. We just upgraded to Office 365 at my job.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm like, what? Really? What the hell's going on here? Yeah, Office 365. So, but which is cool because I can log into Office 365 now from my house.
That's cool.
Yeah, so that's actually cool. I can have access to my work documents and
Mhm.
email and stuff. So it's pretty seamless. So
Telling you, man, it's all gonna be interesting.
yeah.
You know.
Well, guys,
Oh, let's
shit,
talk about the GameStop publisher.
Oh yeah, let's talk about this shit. I almost forgot. You know what? Because I'm like, you know what's happening right now? I'm like, I'm shit. I'm tired.
Oh, it's okay.
You know, I'm just like, I'm telling you guys, I've been in the fucking weeds this whole week at work.
That's how it
So
goes, man.
yeah, I mean, and, I've just been busy, man. Just had a lot of stuff going on. I'm coaching lacrosse on the weekends now, so
Oh, that's
that,
awesome, man.
yeah, that's
Nice, man.
yeah, it's been kind of keeping me busy. Um, yeah, but this weekend I'm shit. I got to mulch this weekend. Damn it.
You're not playing Star Fox this weekend?
No Star Fox this weekend.
Oh, come on, man. That game looks
Come on,
amazing.
man.
It does.
Enrique, it's not too late to get a Wii U, man.
You know what? We were gonna get one. Check this out. We were gonna get one for our 6-year-old this Christmas, but then I told my wife. I said, you know what? I said, I said, I don't know. There's a new Nintendo coming out, and she's like,
Oh,
yeah. I was
smart
like,
man.
yeah,
Smart
hell
man.
I suspect that happened a lot over the holidays last year, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, there's probably a lot of similar conversations like that. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, you're right. Let's jump into GameStop because we know that they're expanding their book of business,
Crazy.
if you will. Yeah,
They're
Easy.
bolstering.
yeah, bolstering. Yes.
Yeah. People are worried about this. I think that it's like the logical progression for them. I think.
Well, yeah, it is. I mean, look, let's face it. At some point, somebody's going to figure out how to. And we know Microsoft's, even though they kind of retracted this a little bit. This is going on behind the scenes. Someone's going to figure out how to do digital trade-ins. It's going to happen one day. It makes sense. It makes too much sense not to happen. It just does. It's like porn in VR. It just makes too much sense for that not to happen. I mean,
I got a couple games I like to trade in.
what's that?
I got a couple games I like to trade in.
What, on VR?
No, console games.
Oh, I
Digital
think.
games.
Oh, they're talking about Appleby Jones.
No.
um, so, um, So yeah, I mean, you're right, Al. This is like a natural step for them because they have to do this because their livelihood is being threatened.
Mm-hmm.
You have Amazon now who's offering a pretty nice discount on online purchases. What 20%
Yeah.
off of new games?
Yeah.
Best Buy, which look, if you guys, anyone
Gamers
who's
Club Unlocked.
yeah, anyone who is into trading games, or if you just you want to get some good deals on new game purchases. What's it? Gamers Zone. What's it called, Al? It's
Gamers Club Unlocked.
Gamers Club Unlocked. So I'm actually a member, and it's a big reason why I stopped buying digital again because I get 20% off
Hmm.
of new game purchases, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I also get a $10 Best Buy like rewards cash or whatever,
Yeah.
and I just take that rewards cash and use it towards
More
new game
games.
purchase. Yeah, and
And I think it's like every 5 or 6 games you get a $5 thing back to your account.
Yep.
you do, yep.
Yeah.
And
For people
so
who like us who are crazy who buy a lot of games.
yeah, and so
Yeah, it's a huge value, man. Like it's almost like they're giving it away.
they are, and I think it's $30 for 2 year
Yeah,
membership.
$32. Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean it pays for itself back after a
It
couple
used to be
purchases.
$100.
Yeah, it used to be.
Yeah.
And then they had that deal like right around Black Friday where you bought like a burner phone, like one of those like $8 phones.
Yeah.
Burner phone.
No, seriously.
No.
Like you buy out like a burner phone. You
A
could,
burner phone. It's
yeah,
hilarious.
man.
The
It's like-
wire.
You
They're
guys
trying to
never
get-
did. Yeah. You
Yeah,
guys
they're
never did like a mafia hit where you had to like burn the phone, like throw it away.
Nah. They're trying to get rid of those now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. So yeah, that's how I got into it. I got a burner phone, and I think I got 4 years for like $6.
Burner
$6
phone.
a year.
Wow.
Ridiculous.
That's crazy.
And then I re-upped last fall, so I have another 2 years of it.
Yeah.
I'm that guy who has like 6 years of PSN and 6 years of Xbox Live already paid for.
Yeah, but that's awesome. See, you set it
I
and
find
forget it.
I find
You don't worry
deals. I
about
find deals, and then I
Yeah.
get it. Yeah.
it. Yep, I do
Yeah.
the same thing. You know, but
But-
no, but yeah, GameStop has to think of different ways, man, to stay viable. Because you're right. Like, I don't know how many people are aware or they run to do, Gamers Club Unlocked, but as a value, if you're going to do physical, because the trade-in values are crazy too, because you get the standard base trade-in value, but then they also give you like an extra 10 or 20%.
They give you an extra 10% for
Yeah.
trade-in at Best Buy. Yeah.
Hmm.
And every couple of weeks, you got to check their website because they have deals for trade-ins too. Sometimes
Right.
they'll do like extra credit in.
Hmm.
It's pretty nice.
So yeah, but no, dude. I'm looking at the developers that they added this week. It's like, wow.
Tequila Works, man. Are they
Yeah.
gonna be the ones who put out Shrine? Is my question. Or Rhyme, I'm sorry, Rhyme.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's and see, and when you look at like what some of these independent developers, when you're jockeying for space, you're trying to get that out there, and you partner up with someone like a GameStop who's sitting there and they're kind of saying, we have the ability to control some of the retail space and kind of bolster you,
Yeah.
put you on put you out there, make you look pretty. That's got to be a little bit attractive, right?
Yeah, I mean, they got some good names in here though, man. They got Insomniac. That's ridiculous.
Well, that's
Yeah.
this is what that's what surprises me, guys. And by
Ready
the
at
way,
Dawn. Ready at
Yeah.
Dawn was basically a first-party studio for Sony, basically.
Yeah.
Right.
yeah, and so when I saw obviously Insomniac's big. That was the first studio we knew about. But yeah, you're right. Ready at Dawn. I mean, that's freaking huge.
hmm
I
I mean, yeah,
Mhm.
if whether you liked it or not, Order 1886 was pretty striking as far as what it was and what it came, as far as it wasn't a regular like.
That's not bullshit out.
It's
That game's gorgeous.
Yeah, man. That's
Oh,
what I'm
it's a
saying.
great-looking
It's
game.
not like an indie
Yeah.
game or something like that. This is
No,
a,
it's a great looking game.
this is from a developer who's like they know technical side at least. So
Exactly.
Whatever
They know
they're going to bring is going to be amazing looking.
Right. And I love to see them take another crack at the order because I think they were so focused on it looking good and technically.
Yeah, and
being
Sony was
sound.
like, Sony didn't want to put up that money anymore. They didn't want to give it another year. I guarantee
Right.
that's what it was. That was Sony pressuring them to put it out.
Hmm. But like I said, if that game launched, if it made it at launch, I don't think people would have hit it as hard as they did. But
Mhm.
you know, the bones that are there is actually a decent game. There's much, you know, there are games out there I play that are completely, you know, they're horrible compared to the
Mhm.
older 1886. But I think what's there could really be built on. Not to
Oh
make this
yeah.
a whole talk about the order 1886, but just saying them grabbing Ready at Dawn, whether they do another order or whatever they work on next, technically they're, as a studio, they're ready. They just have to learn how to make the DNA of a game,
Hmm.
you know.
Yeah.
So
What was
that's a pretty
what was
big deal.
GameStop's revenue last year? They're up there, man. They're a
Like
top 5 Fortune
billions,
500 company,
billions of
right?
dollars. Yeah, they print money. So again, it's only a matter. I mean, this is like I said
Yeah,
earlier.
they're
This is them kind of laying the groundwork for the future. I'm not saying that. I don't think no one here is saying that digital is going to take over, but eventually at some
9.3,
point,
9.3 billion.
yeah. I mean, 9.3 billion is yeah, it's a lot of fucking cash.
hmm
Yeah, so they got money to let developers play,
Yeah,
yeah,
they do. They do.
yeah,
you know. Whereas
indeed.
Sony will give you a budget and be like, this is what you get, and if you drag your ass at E3, we'll force you to put it out for that fall, so you only have 2 months to work on the game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yep,
I mean,
yeah.
I don't know if that's what GameStop's going to do, but if I were GameStop, I would let the developers have some freedom to play,
hmm
because they have the money for it. They can take the loss for a couple months in between, releases.
hmm
I don't know. That's
Especially if this is a realm that they're going to take serious and they
Mhm.
really want to get into. And you know, and they said themselves that you know they have nothing to do or they want nothing to do with the creative side. You know, they're just kind of like you said, they're there to put the money up and to kind of you know navigate them through the retail space.
Hmm.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, the thing is
so
interesting is like even with Insomniac's game that's coming out, it's going to be you can only be it's going to be basically a GameStop exclusive. Like you can't buy it at other
right,
retail stores, right?
yeah.
So
So just yeah, digitally and then through if you want. Actually, no, the digital. I'm not sure if it's going to be on Steam. I think it will be. Um, but if you want a retail copy or a physical copy, I should say, you can only get it through GameStop.
yeah,
That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
I think it's cool that you can get both.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, that's definitely you can tell that's a way for them to kind of start shoring up a little bit more of a future-proofed
Hmm.
type scenario to
hmm
keep them kind of relevant. You know, transitioning a bit because yeah, I'm sure they see how digital has kind of cut into you know some of their sales and things like that.
all I gotta say is Blockbuster Video.
Blockbuster
Oh
Video.
my God, man. Yeah, I remember Blockbuster not taking Netflix serious. You
I
know,
remember that.
I'll
Yeah.
never forget one of the first DVD player I bought. There was like a voucher inside for
Mm.
like 4 free rentals from this new company called Netflix, and I was like, DVDs in the mail?
But
What?
see, but see, here's the thing. Netflix never went out to topple like Blockbuster.
Right.
And that's the thing. Like, digital isn't out to topple, um, GameStop, but it's there to fill this vacuum, this need.
hmm
There's a need for that kind of service, um, and like other services, eventually they fill the need of a broader audience. And that's where this thing is pointed to. That's why I always say to folks, people are always, oh, GameStop's never going to be around or always going to be around. I'm like, nah, you know, never say never.
hmm
Yeah.
We've seen instances already where, um, that's like Blockbuster is probably the best example of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Too many. I mean, they cut like I think 300 or 400 stores this year. They pulled every store from Puerto Rico,
Oh wow.
and that was like I think in
hmm
January. I have a friend on
hmm
Twitter, Jimmy, and he he I think he used to work there, and he was like, yeah, it sort of sucks because here I am, like I got to scramble for a job, and then it's not like I can go to another game store because
mm
they pulled them all.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's crazy.
Wow.
So even that 9.3 billion is still not being able to like keep all the stores afloat. It's like they
hmm
have too many.
They do.
I
hmm
mean, I have 5 or 6 within 10 miles of me.
Yeah. There's probably 3 or 4 within 10 miles of me
It's
that I
crazy.
can
Dude.
go to.
Around the corner from me, there were two of them right across the street from each other.
That's crazy.
What? Are you serious?
Yeah, they eventually closed one of them and just had the one store, but for like a couple years, there was like you could throw a rock and hit the other one.
Oh, you know what? You know what, Eric? There's a mini mall like across from an actual shopping mall, and there was one in the mall, and I used to go to the one at the shopping, like the mini mall across the way, and always be like, why are there always two? Sure enough, they closed the one like in the shopping mall down.
Oh my
See,
gosh.
Crazy.
they're like Subways.
They're like
Yeah,
Subways.
Starbucks.
You know,
Starbucks, man, they're everywhere.
Yeah, they're like Starbucks.
Preying on the soccer moms and the 10-year-olds.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, let me ask you something, guys. What kind of ramification do you think it's going to have long term in the industry? I mean, are we going to see, other retailers start doing this? I mean,
Well, I don't know about that. I don't know if I see like a Best Buy publishing a video
Yeah.
game. I mean,
Cotton.
what other video game stores
Walmart?
are there? Yeah, but that's more like, that's broad. I mean, more people, I mean, this is going to sound crazy, but more people use Walmart for groceries in America than
Right.
as like a what do they call it? A department store,
Mhm.
I don't, I don't go to Walmart for my groceries. I go to a grocery store, but a lot of people use Walmart for groceries.
Yeah.
But like, I use GameStop just for games, But I will say, and this sort of goes into John. I see John over there talking. There is a huge, huge drive for figures nowadays. And I don't know where I've been the last like year. I know John has some amazing figures at his house, like from video games and movies and stuff, collectibles, if you will.
Yep.
But like my GameStop that I haven't been in, I buy stuff online. I don't like to deal with people. I don't like to deal with the public. But like when I was in there, just half the store is collectibles, and I was just like, "Oh, is $9.3 billion a year from collectible stuff too?" I don't know.
Yeah, I noticed that too, Al. Like, I mean, the number of times I actually walk into a GameStop now are like, I can't even count them. But just one particular day I was in there, you're right, they have like, just courier cases full of like, statues, not just action, not just the little amiibo or figures, but like full on.
Oh, these are like big, huge, like I saw like the Plants
Yeah.
vs. Zombies, like the little mech that the little zombie sits in.
Yeah.
Like that thing looked cool, so I'm like walking around and like a dummy in the middle of the store, like stupefied, like, oh, look at this thing, look at this thing, look at this thing. And the guy's like trying to sell me them. I'm like, no, I'm just here to get Ratchet Clank and get out. That's all.
Right.
That's all I have. I'm here for it. But
Yeah. That's a huge, huge market.
yeah, man, they got everything. They got they got games, they got clothing,
They do
got
have clothing,
statues, and now they're going to be publishing games. It's crazy, man.
Yeah, so to answer your question, Rick, I think when we first heard about this with Insomniac, I think we were talking about whether other companies would want to kind of get into this, and like Al said, I don't think so at this point, because what GameStop does is very much in line with this type of move. I don't think I don't know if I'm sure other businesses may look at that and go, wow, that's interesting, but can you imagine like Walmart getting into something like that, or
or Burger King?
Yeah, or like you said,
Burger King already has. Remember the Burger King games?
Yeah.
Oh, those are funny, yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, and I know we said like Best Buy, but Best Buy seems to have a hard time just dealing with their own thing. In this day and age, combating Amazon, everything else. Now Amazon, I can see them doing it.
Yeah, well, they bought a developer or two, I think, right? I mean,
they bought the modified CryEngine, which is pretty cool.
Yeah,
and it's free for developers, and that's
nice.
That's a huge move right there.
Yeah, that's big. But what was the developer they bought recently, or like last year?
Amazon?
Yeah, didn't they buy a developer?
Let's Google it. I don't know.
Yeah, Google this shit, because now I'm wondering. We got Al over there typing.
They bought Double Helix.
Double Helix, yes, that's what it was.
For instance. Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, that was big. Yeah, I remember that.
February. Wow, where was I? I was not paying attention to that.
That was a big surprise.
See, maybe.
Wow, interesting.
So maybe Amazon gets into that.
Yeah, but if there's anyone I could see doing that, it would be them.
Yeah. They're big into tech stuff, so.
Yeah. So I could see them snatching up a couple of developers and doing like Amazon exclusive.
What do you think this is going to do for game developers? Like, if these initial games that they come out, like, have like a good rapport with the GameStop, you think they'll be like a contender?
I don't know.
It depends.
Yeah.
Yeah, because success sells.
Exactly.
So and if
Did you say sex sells?
No, I did not.
Yes, he did.
Well, it does, but I don't think you can get that at GameStop though.
I tell you, we'd even gonna get some of those cosplaying chicks here on the podcast.
You put their little avatar up, right?
Yeah, exactly. No, we have to have them do like a live camera,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if I'd want that. It might be dangerous.
No. That's a whole different type of podcast.
Yeah, that might turn to something. That might turn to something different, like an after-hour situation.
Mm-hmm. So, Enrique, if I can say really quick.
Yeah, man.
Bella messaged me, and she's doing a Gears of War 4 beta giveaway on her Twitter channel.
Oh, awesome.
And I just kind of wanted to throw that out there because I know it's getting a little late over in our side over in the States, and she's over in Australia. So if I can shout that out really quick, if you follow her on her channel, not on her channel, but on her Twitter, and that's Miss Bella X, and just follow her, and she will be follow and retweet, and she'll be picking a winner at random later on. Sorry, I mumbled through that. I apologize.
No worries, man.
Yes, you did. No, I'm just
horrible radio interview.
He's thinking about cosplayers or cosplaying.
I've heard that the Gears 4 beta is actually really fun.
That's what I'm hearing too.
I've heard that too. I have the beta code. I haven't even downloaded it yet.
Yeah.
I got to do that this week. I got so much shit to do this week.
Yeah.
You got to play more Dark Souls and Ratchet and Clank.
I tell you something, man. I just got to get over. I got to get through this work week.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, and then I can I can play some Ratchet and Clank and some Dark Souls and some. I still got to go back and finish Quantum Break. I haven't beat that yet.
What?
Yeah,
Me
what?
neither. I'm not gonna be able to beat it till the fall.
Well, you have a legitimate reason you can't play it.
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't have a reason.
I say, Rick, it's not that long, man. Boom.
Ooh, that's what she said.
Oh man.
Oh, that's terrible.
You need to go to sleep, man.
Bella says that I need to get some before I do a podcast each week, so my mind isn't up in the gutter constantly.
Yeah, you're living vicariously through Geralt.
Dude, let me tell you something, man. My wife's pregnant. She's due next month. What's a man to do?
Go to PAX.
Yeah, there you go.
I gotta go to PAX. The wife would kill me though if she went to labor. That wouldn't be good.
I was invited to go to PAX last year by someone on Twitter, and I declined.
Oh yeah, nice.
Yeah, I probably should have, but
yeah,
I can't go. It sucks.
Yeah, I'd like to go one year.
Yeah, I'd like to go too. It was cool because he's a PR guy, and this is gonna sound terrible. He's a PR guy for Sony for the PlayStation, so I would have got to meet all the cool people who were at PAX.
Oh,
that would have
nice,
been awesome,
man.
but
yeah.
Hopefully he'll offer something soon. Maybe I'll go, but I don't know. I've never gone to a trade show like that. I've only been to Mac World Expo back in the day. Back when Bungie was just a Mac developer, believe it or not.
I remember Halo was.
I have a T-shirt.
Steve Jobs showed off Halo, right?
I have it. Yeah, I was there. I have a T-shirt that says Halo only on Mac, with the Bungie logo on the back. I still have it in storage. They exist.
Wow,
that's
no one's
awesome.
gonna get that. Yeah, I have a shirt from Marathon 2 that's signed by the entire team.
Yeah.
I have a
Nice.
Myth 2 poster. Myth was a great franchise, man.
Yeah.
It's a real-time strategy game. It was just so fun. But I have a Myth 2 poster signed by the entire team as well, and they remembered me from the year prior when they signed my Marathon 2 poster. It was pretty awesome.
Nice.
That was when they were small, and then they're
Yeah.
they're huge, right?
Yeah.
But those are the only trade shows I went to, and those were in the mid to late 90s.
That's late 90s.
That's how long it's been.
That's pretty cool, though, man. It's cool you got to
I
experience
remember
that.
that, man. Yeah. I remember seeing that. What is this, Halo?
Yeah, this third-person action game.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, gentlemen, I think that's it for topics tonight.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
All right.
I think we covered everything we wanted to talk about.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, well, hey, I want to say thank you again, guys, for joining me this week again.
Oh,
Thanks for
yeah.
having us.
Yeah.
Thanks for having us.
Tell you, man, that's gonna be the running theme.
I know it's gonna be the
That's
running
it.
theme. So, um, and I want to thank all the everyone in the live chat again. Great
Yeah, thanks for tuning
conversations.
in.
Yeah, exactly. Thanks for watching
Putting up
and
with our old man antics.
Yeah.
yeah, old man antics and are reminiscing that memory lane and talking about games that we played like 35 years ago. Uh,
Hey,
but
man, you gotta know your gaming history. You gotta know where you came from to know where you're going.
that's so true,
That's right.
man. That's
That's right.
true. Oh, real quick, we didn't talk about the Mafia 3 trailer. I saw that.
Oh,
That
my
shit looked
God.
badass.
Right? I cannot wait.
Man,
All the previews
yeah.
are showing make it look insane. The shooting looks fun. Looks like real fun.
Yeah, I watched what was it? Ryan McCaffrey was doing like a little playthrough on IGN, or he did like a little write up
Insane.
about it. Yeah,
Yeah.
the gameplay looks insane. The
Yeah.
story looks awesome, and the characters actually, look very interesting. So,
Yeah.
like the whole thing
Yeah.
looks like it's coming together to be something special.
It does. It does.
Mafia 2 is one of my favorite games last gen.
Good game last gen, yeah.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like the Mafia games have always been like pretty good, and they've always gotten like good reviews, and they have a following, but they've never hit like that upper echelon.
Yeah.
So kind of looks like they're tired of that shit. You know,
Yeah.
they're like,
Yeah. Well, I
and,
hope they
and
don't
then
go
they come.
too over the top though. We're trying to make it like, you know, like with
Yeah.
the aims of it, the hope of it being super popular, because I think sometimes that can happen. You try
Hmm.
too hard, but yeah, it looks good. It looks great. The Mafia. I played Mafia 2 last console generation. I didn't beat it though.
Mhm.
But I do remember getting into the store. I didn't have the time to put into it.
Well,
Yeah.
it kind of just looks like it makes sense in a lot of ways. Like you have this character who is ex-Vietnam, so when he's going around and like stabbing people and breaking necks and shooting a gun, accurately, it makes sense. He's a military guy.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And again, here I'm not gonna knock Quantum Break, but I look at a character like Jack Joyce. I'm like, where the hell did he learn to like use all these guns? He seems like a normal average, just dude.
Yeah. It's
I
like
think
Far Cry 3.
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
You're like a 21-year-old kid on vacation and you automatically know how to use the M79.
well, it happens.
You put in that situation, you just know what you're supposed to do.
Exactly. You kind of
Right.
just, yeah, your animal instinct takes over.
Yeah. I think, but back, yeah, exactly. Back to Mafia, I think that it might be a good, like, not really palate cleanser, but something to satisfy people who want, like, a Mafia, I'm not going to say Grand Theft Auto, but a game in that same vein, like an open
Mhm.
world crime drama, because we're not going to get a Grand Theft Auto for a little bit.
They don't need to, man. They're in the MPD like every month.
Yeah,
Those guys are printing
you
money,
know what I
man.
mean.
No, I know. I'm just saying.
But and everyone's like, I don't just like open world games. I like
Right.
open world games that are in a compelling world. And Grand Theft Autos, they have been since 3. I mean, you can fight me all you want, but they're all much better than the rest of the open world games that we get, which is collectathons. Um,
Sean
Mhm.
said, "Watch the Bitcher."
Watch the Bitcher. Well, I'll check it out. I'll
All right, you
Google
know
it.
what? I'm about to Google it right now. Yeah, let's do this real quick before we wrap up this podcast.
Yeah, but I think Mafia 3 has a lot of things going for it.
Yeah.
The new engine looks fantastic. They
Mhm.
actually have it running, at a good smooth frame right now. The soundtrack is going to be phenomenal. I mean, you can't ask
Yeah,
for
man.
cooler than like mid 60s to early 70s. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
And New Orleans, dude. I mean,
Oh,
they're
Nola,
taking
so
it.
good.
Yeah. Because I mean, yeah. Come on.
Yeah,
Because
the
we always get like
facial
a
animation
big
looks great.
we always get like a big metropolis or something like that. So it's just think about all the things you can kind of do with something like New Orleans.
Yeah, man,
You
it's
know.
gonna be cool.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to it. So I'm hoping it all comes
October
together.
7th, man, and that's close. That's nice. That's
Yeah.
great. And we
Yeah.
don't have a big setup of exactly what's launching this fall, right now.
No, we don't.
Not yet, no.
We have September 30th for Final Fantasy 15, right?
Yep.
Man.
Yeah.
And that's basically it, because we don't really know what else. What else
Oh
is
my
dropping this
gosh.
fall? I mean, other
You know,
than like
don't
the
What?
the
And
Call
Gears
it
is in October, right?
Call of
don't
Duty. Oh
Google the
yeah, that's
bitcher.
right.
Don't Google the bitcher.
Oh God,
Yeah.
Gears is October as well.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
not going to compete with Mafia for me. I mean,
Hey,
they're two different games.
Oh
guys,
yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
seriously,
Yeah.
don't Google the bitcher. It's a real thing. It's a real thing.
Of course, it's a real
It's
thing.
Yeah,
Why
it's
would
a
you
real
tell us
thing,
to
man.
do it?
it's an RPG adult game. It's such a. I mean, it's yeah. I just Googled it. I kind of yeah.
Your wife's going to find your history.
Yeah,
Hmm.
she's like, what is the bitcher? Oh man, yeah. That's not a. That wouldn't be a good look for me right now. All right, guys. Well, hey, again, everyone in the chat room, thank you again for joining us
Thank.
tonight.
This is our second time we're saying goodnight to everybody.
I know this is
Yeah.
our second time. It's kind of a running joke on this podcast, by the way.
Please understand.
Yeah, yeah, it's kind of a running joke. We've done this a couple times, couple podcasts, but gentlemen, hey, Al, Eric, thanks again, guys.
No
Yeah.
problem, man.
Yeah,
Anytime.
love having you both as co-hosts now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great to shoot the shit with you guys, man. It's just like
Yeah.
it really is. So we'll again for the folks that are listening that were listening to it live, thank you, and again we'll be on live again next Tuesday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Make sure to check out exlgaming.com. Eric's a senior writer at, and make sure to check out the Super Deformed Gamescast that goes live Thursday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Al's the chat mod over there and fills in
Yeah.
from time to time. So, yeah, definitely check those guys out. Again, I'm a big fan of what you guys are doing over there. Always enjoy the show.
Hey, we're a fan of you guys, of
Yeah.
us, I should say.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I think they're like, hand in hand, sister channels.
Yeah,
Yeah, man.
yeah. We go together like lamb and tuna. So,
Lamb and tuna fish.
So delicious.
so delicious. Yeah, so hey everyone, yeah, thank you again. Hey, give us a like, subscribe, all that other good shit, and we'll catch you guys. We'll catch everyone next Tuesday then at 9 p.m. So
Have a
until
good
next
weekend.
time, yeah, have a
Yeah,
good weekend, everyone.
Good night, everyone.
Peace.